My name is Bob Dean, and I am a teacher and graduate from Queensbury High School. I lost two siblings to overdoses, heroin overdoses, and with fentanyl, we believe. You imagine how your life's going to be, and when you're a little kid and you expect to grow old and be able to spend time with your nieces and nephews and have family parties, but all that disappeared for me within a year and a half. There isn't really a direct place to have long-term recovery in our small community, so that's our fight at this point. Right now, people have to travel to Albany and hope that they can get help, and it's not always guaranteed.
I have been in office for 4 years, 2 terms, and when I was first running, one of the top concerns I heard from many constituents from all walks of life, from more rural to suburban parts of my district, is the increase in the opioid epidemic. Families who had been impacted, their loved ones passing away because of overdoses. This epidemic really knows no bounds, whether you're from an economically challenged or economically disadvantaged background or not. But it seems that so many people have been touched, and as I started really digging into the issue, it is clear that the numbers have increased, certainly over my lifetime and certainly over the past 5 years when it comes to deaths related to opioid abuse. And it really became a top priority both for my office but nationally, because we are not the only community that's been impacted by this epidemic. One of the most significant results we've been able to deliver is the Comprehensive Addiction and Recovery Act, which really tackled this by focusing on prevention, treatment, and recovery. It was very bipartisan. It passed the House and the Senate. We were a champion in this office, and I was very pleased that the President signed it into law. But that has an impact on a district like ours. It has an impact on districts and parts all across the country. I have really rolled up my sleeves and gotten to have the opportunity to work with and learn from and support with federal funds local organizations who are really at the front end of combating the opioid epidemic. I think of organizations like ECHO, which is based in Essex County. It brings together healthcare providers, local elected officials, law enforcement, the county sheriff's offices there, the district attorney's offices there, to really combat this issue at a local level and really focus on it in the community. The Alliance for Better Communities is very present in Jefferson County, and I was very excited that we were able to provide federal funds through the significant grant opportunities that we've passed at the federal level to really provide the funding necessary to support these local organizations.
Not everyone needs a 30-day script for Oxycontin for a sprained ankle, and I don't think that happens as much anymore. I think there's laws and stuff out there, but that doesn't mean that kids can't access it from relatives, cabinets, someone that's sick.
For so long, I think the guidelines for our physicians was unclear in terms of overprescribing opioids. And I've heard stories firsthand, as I mentioned, from young people who had an accident playing sports, they got an operation, and that unfortunately led them down the path towards addiction. So I think streamlining and ensuring that our physicians understand the significant ramifications of overprescribing opioids and how that has triggered, unfortunately, part of this epidemic. So I am a part of the bipartisan heroin task force. I've been a part of that task force since my first term in Congress. It really brings together members from both sides of the aisle, both Democrats and Republicans, who understand that this is just so important to tackle on a national basis, and this is where you put partisanship to the side and you really focus on how we can deliver real bipartisan results.
I just think that we need to keep talking about it. We can't run out of energy. I just think it's going to take effort. It's going to be a long, drawn-out fight. I mean, with the loss that we have, when you think of a loss from a person that overdoses, Not everyone thinks it's tragic. You know, people just think, you know, they struggled, they may have been a junkie. It's a stereotype. But we've lost thousands of people, you know, more people than the Vietnam War.
This is going to be a continued fight. Families continue to come to my office talking about how they have been impacted by this epidemic. So we will continue ensuring that Congress is focused on this in a bipartisan way to truly turn the tide when it comes to the increases in opioid overdoses and opioid-related deaths. So work doesn't end here, but you have my commitment. I will continue focusing on delivering bipartisan solutions.